There we go. All right, we're going to go into assisted mode here. Hit L for love to make sure the slow mode doesn't go on, and we're going to get started. Early game draw. We are seeing 2 death tolls come out, 1 in the hands of Moji. I almost expected a heavy hammer. She's going a little bit more for sustain. 4 hog meta coming out from PolyJuice, much more than what they did last time. It looks like they're very afraid of the early game rush, despite having a Nemesis, Kabrak, and Cupid, and strangely a Hercules. They're not going to try to fight this. They're grouping. They're all stuck on that ward. Their rotations will be spotted, so PolyJuice knows that they're safe for now.
I think they did the quadra hog start because they're going to do the cog start where they take both left buffs and go into lane.
All right, so it looks like we're seeing a pretty normal meta start, albeit Best is trying to force the double hand usage here. Not going to really hurt them in the early game, I got to tell you. So what is this? Nope, they're going to head back here. It looks like Friendly Lad is going to keep them honest as well, so they're going to be able to push that out. Bottom side, they do have double hog here, so they're really trying to rush forward. First hog has been used. Looks like that one's TV's. Moji's going to be used on the purple. Top side, we're going to see the left camp has been taken. They'll go to left purple. Bottom side, we're going to see Friendly Lad and Kabam rotate over. It looks like Kabam's going to start this one up. He has eat minion, so he won't take too much damage. Rotate into the lane here about the same time. Clear, I would say this definitely goes to the Best. Did he take Tremors? Yeah, so he's going to try to group them up, and then Shing's going to hit the entire wave with the Slice and Dice. Check it out. Oh, but look at that. Friendly Lad recognizing the strategy here. Shuts him down immediately. Kabam taking a huge hit. I'm sure he would have recommended that Friendly Lad take that one first, but he's actually able to heal up a good chunk of it. Best taking about half his health there. Does have 2 mana pots, or rather HP pots, plus 1 ticking, so shouldn't see too much threat there. Malfoy, for some reason, not rotating out. I guess realizes he was going to lose some gold there. He needs the camp split. Friendly Lad doesn't really have a way to hold this. As Shing starts to rotate towards the mid lane, Neil, could have been in some trouble there. Shing choosing not to take the peeky peek and lets him kind of get that one for free. Shing using the dash very quickly to put himself in a good spot. It looks like both sides have cleared the wave pretty efficiently. 2 more shots by Mace will clean that up. He'll go to split camps. Oh, but Friendly Lad's not letting this happen. He's already very low in the mana department. I don't know what he's planning to do here. That was a free camp for Shing. They're not going to get much. I would like to see Jaco move into the mid lane here and just dash that wave, but we do have a possible 4v4 rush here. Friendly Lad going right into Shing. This is not a good spot for Friendly Lad to be in. Nerima using a lot of his mana there is completely out. Jaco getting pushed back. Double taunt coming out as we see the Retribution Shield. No one is gaining anything here except for it seems like Moji continuously pushes the wave. If Mark decides to rotate in, they're going to lose something. Not a great pull there by Shadow, but Bastet Fan could be in a lot of trouble. Heart Bomb going to be good for the stun, but there's no rotation. Shadow's out of mana. Mark's out of mana. Shing trying to chase down Jaco Potter, who is actually being led here by Nerima, who took the speed buff, or the red buff. It looks like it did go towards the red side itself, so nothing super lost there for the guys on 5A Angry Men. 200 gold difference, 200 experience difference. Nothing has really changed, as narrowly we're going to see Shadow Q miss that pull. Now, going into the jungle, Shang, going to notice this is down, does have his Hand of the Gods available, and it's very curious to me why he didn't steal that back camp. With no rotation coming out from the duo lane, I really feel that was his opportunity, but instead it looks like he's going to go for the ult here. Eyes on Moji. She's in a bad spot. Pulled. Guaranteed here, going for some kind of pressure. It doesn't look like Shadow has a lot. Heart Bomb's going to go off, and that will be a guaranteed kill here. Big drop there by Moji, and no rotation called. Looks like from mid. Mid camp's going to go on left side to the boys in blue. Same thing on the right side. Nice rotation coming out. Potter going to use one of his ultimates there just to clean the wave up, it seems, and head back. Gold in hand. Mark sitting real pretty right now. Has his Dev's Gloves online as soon as he wishes to go for it. Heart Bomb stun available. Very surprised to see Mark not go for it there. Not sure if it was on cooldown or not, but he definitely seems like to me he threw away an opportunity. Best for the first time is behind in lane thanks to a good rotation coming out from Kabam, but we have seen what this guy can do. In this sense, I don't think Xing should be splitting this lane. But given the fact that jungle's coming up, they're not going to lose too much. So you'll watch them rotate out here. They're going to go for the speed blue combination as per always. No, Xing getting aggressive here. It looks like Potter is on the wrong side of the map, trying to spot out a rotation here. In fact, what in the world? They're going for a traded rotation? This is extremely unusual. From here, that's a big win right there for the blue team. They're actually going to get 2 jungle buffs where only one is going to be stolen away. Hand of the Gods needs to be used here. Nobody has it though. Still, Regurgitate or Eat Minion will force that away. Xing's going to notice that was stolen. He can't ult here. Actually, yes, he can. The best doesn't really have a line to this ultimate. He's going to dash away. Are we going to see the Cabrakan ult? No. A clean 2-for-1 trade there. A very awkward trade here. Bacon, lead us through it.
I missed it. I'm filling out a ban thing.
The worst. Dust, how about you?
Well, DM, I think what Five Finger Man's plan was, they obviously have sufficient clear, and I think that what they were going to do was steal the blue buff and then rotate over to their side and hopefully pick off both members of PolyJuice, but unfortunately they didn't take into effect that both of them had very great escapes and they managed to get out by the skin of their teeth.
All right, mid lane here. Potter just trying to clean the wave up. Takes a Sikkim. This will probably be a back from him pretty soon. Right side, are we seeing an engagement here? Best and Kabam both doing a lot of damage. Best one hit here, and there comes Bastet Fan. 48-7-48, putting a kill on the board, leaving Moji alone at level 6. But I don't see them having too much trouble. Not effective stripping coming out here. It looks like she'll be able to actually clear the wave pretty efficiently and maintain relevancy in lane. But she's not level 7 yet, and Mark is actually closer to level 8 than she is to leveling up at all. So that's a big win for the duo right now on 5 a.m. Left side mid camp's not going to be coming up. We're going to see a pushback here. Gold Fury, of course, still available. Rotations over towards the mid-camps. Finally, Shadow Q is going to play for this one. Last time, both went, of course, to the blue team, but PolyJuice did lose a kill for that. The camp is up here. It looks like TV is on time, and Shadow Q didn't quite have his timers on lock. TV will probably hand here. No, won't even need to. Shield Wall plus Flame Wave will be good enough. It's likely they're not going to be able to contest on the right side here, but Potter doesn't look like he's giving this one up for free. Friendly Lad ambush in, using the ultimate. Nice stun, but not in the correct spot. Friendly Lad in a big amount of trouble here. He's guaranteed to go. No! He's not! I keep using this word, and it's not right. Xing in a lot of trouble. Friendly Lad not pathing correctly. Gonna go down there. They're trying to find something. Kabam once again goes for the ultimate. Gets one more shot. Will answer back, and they get a 1-for-1 trade. So far, camps are still available as Draco Malfoy is going to rotate to try to clean up the mess that his team has made. Nice shot. Sentinel going to be used, and right camp once again will go to the boys in blue. That was a win for PolyJuice.
One important thing to note there is Shadow would have gotten a 3-man boulder, but he right at the same time he threw it, the best threw up his Cabrakan ult and bounced it off and hit nobody.
Heartbreaking.
So poor communication right there.
Heartbreaking. You hate to see those kinds of things happen. We saw it earlier in the day, but the boulder actually bounced off a Thor wall, hitting someone it didn't intend to hit, gaining them a kill. This time, it's the opposite. The strange player-made wall actually winds up being a deterrent for the team. It could have been a triple kill, but instead winds up being nothing. Shadow Q not commuting well with the best there, and overall winds up maybe not dropping the kill so much as just not finding it the way that he would have wanted to. Friendly Lad, very surprising to see him not go for the ultimate on Xing there. A little under 500 health left, and with Xing having no beads, that could have been a kill possibility, but nothing doing. Top side speed going to be respawning inside about 20 seconds or so, and it looks like even at low health they're going to try to make this play. The best right now doesn't really have a lot. The true damage would clean him up. Eyes on Mace to the face here. If he notices this invasion, it could be big. We're going to have the speed buff blinking. Let's see what happens.
Athena ult is up, which would be very strong in this fight.
Hand of the Gods going to be used. Regurgitate minion, or rather eat minion, going to be able to swallow that one up whole. Kabam does have his Hand of the Gods available to him. Best in a lot of trouble. That's going to be an ultimate. There's going to be another one, and now it's going to tick him down. Best gets picked off again, and the seemingly invincible Kabrakan starts to find chinks in his armor. Double camp stolen. This time, they're doing it well. On the left side, they have immediately gone for the correct response, and that's going to be the answer. The Goal Fury. PolyJuice steals it! Somehow, Moji finds the answer here and is able to pick it up. Shing in a lot of trouble here. Kabam, 2 more shots is going to do it. He's going to find himself between a rock and a hard place, and the hard place picks it up. Shadow Q on the top side, not able to get away from this one. Repeated slows coming out from off the team. For some reason, they're letting this go. Beautiful crush. Friendly Lad taking a lot of damage there, but it looks like he's got the poison. He's got the tick. What can Mace do here? Sikkim not going to be hit there. That's going to be a 3-man turnaround of 2 camps on the right. The best went down, plus the steal of the Gold Fury. It skyrockets, and PolyJuice takes the lead. Dust, tell us about what just happened.
Well, TV ulted over on the right side. 500 men correctly immediately going towards the Gold Fury, and Moji comes up from the side and ults over and gets a 2-man hit. Unfortunately, Shadow Q's had Magi's up and wasn't stunned out, but I believe she used her Hog and got the last hit on the Gold Fury, picked it up.
All right, so Tier 1 in the mid's going to drop there, but they drop a 2-for-1 trade. Shing not quite finding what he was looking for. Friendly Lad, I don't know if it's been long enough. No, it has. Invader Tower able to clean that one up. This time it looks like the camps are going to go to 5 Angry Men. Left side, I think, went to Shadow Q there. Right side has respawned as Potter rejoins the mid lane. A 3,200 gold and 5,300 experience advantage. So far, Dust has been pretty good on his calls, Bacon. I don't know what to tell you. PolyJuice is in the lead this game. He called that 5 AM would win last game. Dust got your number here. You guys are betting, right? How much are you betting? 50?
My allowance.
So, nothing.
So 50.
Kabam on the bottom side. Remember, him and Neil did manage to take both top side camps, so this is absolutely raw gain in experience, and that's very, very important. Right side here, he should be a little bit quicker considering what's going on. His tower is going to be under pressure. Let's take a minute here while there shouldn't be any team fights. Let's talk about the builds. Right away, we're going to see Fatalis and Warrior Tabby, so no penetration coming out from Kabam. We're going to see, it looks like Moji has gone into the Witchblade. Next up seems to be Chin Size. Love the builds. Malfoy going into Spear of the Magus off of Shoes of Focus, so going for penetration, which will actually also help the damage from Defender of Olympus. And it looks like TV sticking with Steel Mail across the way. We're seeing, again, the Magi's Blessing Rush come out from Shadow Q into Boots. I'm very surprised to see that we don't have a Witchblade here. Bacon, tell us a little bit about what you like and dislike.
On PolyJuice, I really like Bomb's build. I think once he gets...
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I did not think this team fight was going to be as big as it is. Best winds up going down. 4 more rotation to the right side. Shing in a lot of trouble. Another clean double pickup as Mace rotates over, but he's behind here. Jacob Potter has 2 levels on him. Only I'm a Monster available in the pocket right now as we're seeing a rotation come out from Friendly Lad to keep sure the mid lane experience stays safe. Major rush towards the right side. Mace kind of putting himself out of position here. I don't know if he wants to stick around for too much longer. Kabam trying to stick this one out. It looks like they might not be able to clean this one up completely, but the damage clearly has been done, and PolyJuice maintains control. All right, we're going to switch back to Bacon here. We rudely interrupted him. Tell us about the builds.
I'm really liking the builds coming out of PolyJuice right now. Jaco going into the early Spear will give... even though it will only just be TV, it'll make Athena's damage a little more. Makes his damage basically true damage at this point. Circuit...
Shing here in some trouble. No, doesn't quite find it there. Are we going to see Best use his ult? Nope, nothing available.
I'd like to see Kabam go into Chin Side's next item. He's going to have to be able to shred through Kabrakan's extra HP with the Reinforced Greaves and the Warlock Sash, and only Chin's will allow him to do that.
All right, so Friendly Lad, again, able to cleanly pick up the kills there. Shing rotating in. As we see, it looks like TV not in a great spot. Going to be using the ultimate to get out clearly as he rotates across the map. Looking at Shing here, or rather Shadow, I don't know if he has the speed to find the pull without having the Witchblade or the the boots max. There's no way he was going to be able to catch that Cirquette. The issue here is they don't have much to gain. They lost the buffs on top. They still lost the Tier 1 tower. They don't gain any kills here, and it seems like there might be a small weakness in the comp. Early game we talked about how the draft seemed like it could have been in favor of 5 AM, but it just doesn't seem to be that way this time. In fact, let's take a look at the player damage here. Cirquette already at 3,400. Last game she ended at 6,000, so really much higher than she would have been in the last game. Moji well over 8K. If it goes to game 3, I don't think we're going to see this character be forced. And then of course Kabam. We talked about this early. Dust made the mention that they are two players that might not have been comfortable on the gods previously, who are now playing gods that are extremely in their comfort zone, and they're playing it very well.
Going back to the builds, DM, I don't know if we mentioned this earlier, but Xing actually had Shortbow leaving the base earlier and sold it to get Jotun's Wrath. So
really?
That was a loss on some gold, yeah.
Ooh.
I thought he was going to go into an Ichival or something like that, but no, he sold it to get.
Now you said this was Xing?
To get Mace. Yes.
I like the Ichival early start. I mean, it's an incredible push. Left side, though, we're going to talk about how Mason, or rather Shadow and Mark, might be in some trouble here. Best is starting to rotate. Where's Kabam's teleport? Doesn't look like he's using it. A lot of damage coming through the side of Jacob Potter. Takes a double tap. He's guaranteed dead there. Beautiful coming out there. Friendly Lad dead as well. Kabam should have rotated earlier. This is a huge misplay coming out from the PolyJuice solo laner. Insisted on not coming in, but now might be going for it. Here comes the Athena ult as well. 500 men not going to find the I'm a Monster ultimate they needed there. And where the hell is Moji? Kabam taking a lot of damage, forced out. Bastet fan trying to get back in. Looks like the Gold Fury is going to be taken away. He went way too late. Moji just no presence in that fight whatsoever, but could go in. Mace actually finds a kill onto TV. Moji gonna wind up dead there. That was one of the worst fights we have seen PolyJuice do to date. Completely segregated. Kabam should have teleported super early. Moji should have been in there to begin with. And it really seemed that Neil and Jaco had the call out, and the rest of the team just didn't go in. So the Poly a little bit off communication with the Juice there, and they need to fix that up because they just dropped one of the largest leads we've seen in a long time. They lost about 6,000 experience total down to 3K, and it looks like they lost about 4,000 gold in that fight, bringing them down to 1,400. So with Fire Giant up here, it should be noted that the Sentry Wards are going to be starting to come out on this side of the map a little bit more as opposed to left. Xing does have a Sentry, or rather Shadow does have a Sentry Ward in his pocket here. Kabam could be in some trouble as we do get a rotation. Oh, they're really going for it. Best trying to do some damage. Are we going to see an ult here from Kabam? No, he doesn't have it. Nice use of Eat, dodges the telegraphed ultimate. He's trying to stay alive as long as he can. Oh, but he gets picked off. But immediately answered back here. I'm a monster. What is he going to do? Huge boulder. That's what we're looking for team comp. That's why you pick Scylla right there. That's going to be a 3-man wipe. Rotating over, though, we're going to see Moji taking a huge shot from the crush here. There's Potter. Rain of damage from the back line. Not enough, of course. She's in a lot of trouble here. Doesn't quite dodge everything. Yeah, she's guaranteed dead. All right, so Potter here. 5 seconds until he gets a bomb up. Looks like they're going to go for the tier 2. Jaco smartly will probably push up 2 waves and then back to defend the Phoenix. Kabam and Friendly Lad should be up by that point as well. No, not going to push up the second wave. Looks like he's going to go for the mid camps. The gold difference has been normalized as well as the experience difference. The entire lead thrown by teammates not communicating, most notably Kabam's non-use of teleport. We're gonna check in here. We're 17 minutes in. Kabam, tell us, or rather, Bacon, tell us about the Fire Giant. What we're gonna see there. What we can expect.
I think it's just going to be Shadow standing in front of his entire team and saying, "Fight me, or we take the Fire Giant for free." I feel like 5AM is just gonna bait a Fire Giant fight, and whoever takes Fire Giant is going to push to end the game.
All right, so things to note here. Global Ultimate coming out from Athena should be used a little bit better. We're not really seeing the globalness used too much, and Kabam has got to put these teleports on the map.
PolyJuice's teamfight communication just has to be better. They've been better at target calling.
I don't think the target calling is the issue. Is that they haven't had a team fight where all 5 of them have been there. They're going in a segregated manner repeatedly. So trouble here. Potter in a lot of trouble. Uses the beads a little bit too early. Shadow doesn't find the pole. Driving strike. No boulder. Very strange. A little bit late. He probably could have turned around to dodge that one, but the Aegis was a good use there. Off the team in a lot of trouble. That's going to be Moji. Walking through the wall with the Osiris passive as Jaco moves from the backline to shoot damage. Shadow going to find a kill. Looks like onto Neil there. All ultimates have been used except for I am a monster, which is likely the strongest ultimate of the ones remaining. Tier 1 tower going to go down here, and it just doesn't look like the team communication is there. Once again, completely segregated. They're not fighting as a unit. Whereas 5 AM are just non-stop monsters in these team fights. The Boulder I'm a monster combinations and the fact that the best is landing these double and triple stuns repeatedly with these blink initiations, he's really showing a lot of strength with the character.
He's showing he really knows how, the strengths of Cabrakan and how to abuse them, but I think a lot of it is that people don't really know how to play against Cabrakan right now.
Okay, I could definitely see that.
Kabam definitely showing that he knew how to handle it better with Baka than Kronos. So.
All right, right side, Kabam just backed in front of a speed buff. Very curious, very, very curious. Considering he does have teleport, and I assume it's active, yes? Oh no, 36 seconds down. All right, smart back then. Shadow and the best are going to move in here to see possibly what's going on. Oh, Neil using Cobra's Kiss and then auto-attacking the poison off was an incredible misplay coming out from a Circuit player at this level. He should have just walked away, letting the poison persist. They're going to get a stun onto the best, but super tanky now, not really afraid of as much as he was before. It should be noted that Best, a minute ago last game, was level 20, whereas right now is only level 16. Gold Fury is getting started here on the left side. The rotation's going to be strong. I don't know that anyone from PolyJuice is really going to try to defend. They do have the information here with this ward spotting out the rotation through Shadow Q. They'll smartly not use the Hand of the Gods to keep it up for the Fire Giant here, but I don't know if they can afford that loss of experience. Now, Shadow here. Magi still active. Friendly lad in a bad spot, but does use the ultimate. He goes down. Mace to the face. I don't... 2 more at 6. Nice use of Aegis will keep him in the game. Again, beautiful usage of Fields of Love. Gonna keep them in the dream there. And a great usage of the wall plus the boulder is going to keep it up. But again, Moji not in a great position. Always finding herself out of position here. Potter pushed out. Does have his ultimate, should be able to defend a little bit while longer. If they go for the Fire Giant here against Agni, I might even give this team fight to the 1v5 Agni. We're going to find out what happens here. Let's keep an eye on Mace. He's looking for the Sikkim. This is his ward. He knows that he's being scouted. Mace very low right now. There's no way they're getting this Fire Giant without fighting Jaco first, but Jaco has put himself in a very bad position, and he will go down. This Fire Giant will be free. It looks like Shadow finally starting to utilize the Fire Giant fight, but Xing walking into just absolute danger, almost getting himself killed there, but Fire Giant gets taken. PolyJuice on the ropes again as they have dropped their lead in an incredibly steep decline from almost 6,000 gold in the lead to 6,600 behind, from what looks to be almost 10,000 experience in the lead to 8,500 experience behind. It just looks like they're not going to be able to hold it down.
It's the PolyJuice curse, man.
Throwing away the lead here. Showing some signs of life, though. What we should see, Moji was so far ahead, has somehow dropped an insanely large lead. Mark 4 levels ahead now. Dust, if you have that information, can we talk a little bit how Mark has completely brought himself back into this and how Moji has fallen off?
Well, through most of the fights, Mark has been a part of a lot of them, and Moji has been late to rotate, and he's either died at the end of the fights or has not really contributed anything. Mark has picked up 4 more kills than Moji and 5 more assists. Plus, he has rotated all around. He's done the Gold Fury. He's gotten many waves of experience when Moji was in the jungle, rotating back to her tower. Mark has just been farming his way to victory and picking off kills when he can find them.
Oh, Mace taking some damage here. He should be able to turn this around. We've seen him do it so many times, and sharing the love there. Mark puts him back almost to full health. So far, not a great siege coming out from 5 Angry Men. About a minute and a half down. Or actually, we can actually check that. Let's see. Looks like, yeah, about a minute and a half, minute 45 seconds down on their Fire Giant, as it looks like they are going to siege the mid lane. They have a huge advantage here, and uh-oh, Neil could be in some trouble. Using the beads there, forcing the ambush away. That will be an ultimate use from Xing, and a rather curious ultimate indeed, but Mark's doing a great job of burning this down. Best, again, leading the way with a nigh on invincible Cabrakan, and they're able to just burn down this tower, though Mark has taken a lot of damage. He manages to take it down, but they've used a lot of their Fire Giant for 1,500 gold. Share the love gets put down. It looks like Mace is going to take most of it. Moji in a bad spot here, forced to bees. Lord of the Afterlife to the back line, but Mace cleans it up absolutely beautifully. Same thing for TV. Potter and looks like Nerima are going to be the last lines of defense here. I don't know if Kabam really is strong enough to try to hold this out, considering the fact that his ult's on cooldown. He turns to Shadow Cube, but gets immediately stunned out. A Friendly Lad, not in a great spot. Will be able to get away. Don't know if that's a stun. Don't think it'll matter, but Mid Phoenix will go down. They're going to turn their 5 angry sights to the left side of the map, where they'll be able to move this wave up. A very clear miscommunication here as Xing goes for the creeps and the rest of the team goes for the tower. Shadowq takes an unnecessary amount of damage as Potter moves forward, and they don't even really get enough of the creeps forward to really make it matter. Back in there, mitigate wounds goes back through. Friendly Lad, once again, the victim of that divine judgment, as the second Phoenix will fall. With the rest of the team remaining, it looks like 5 angry men are going to just retreat for now and utilize the fact that they just took down a ridiculous amount of structures. At once, almost 6,000 down, currently 12,000 up in gold. Gold in hand, everyone about 2K and spending a lot. Cupid already with the huge pickup there goes for the Crusher. 20 pen, 40 power, extra push onto objectives. This is very important. Phoenixes and towers doesn't work on Gold Furies and Fire Giants. Golden Hand still there for Xing. Hasn't backed just yet. There he goes. Where is he? Armored Cloak gets finished into Hide of the Urchin. Not a great pickup here, considering the fact that they're not going to see many kills from this point. Any kills they do see might even end the game, meaning he's not going to utilize the stacks well. This should have been Magi's. He also goes into Aussie, an auto attack based item that's going to give him extra lifesteal, attack speed, and a boost of major amounts of lifesteal if he gets below 35% health. This with Chin size can be pretty strong, so utilizing his late game pretty well. Usually at this rank we see crit, but they don't really need it. 5 AM takes the Gold Fury, and Shadow going to go back to the base. Fire Giant's up in 30, so 5 AM once again will head back to spend some in-hand gold. Let's see what they buy. Shadow Q, Witchblade is done. A little bit late, but still gets it. Heartward Amulet online as well. MP5, usually an earlier game item, but gets him closer to the mid-game. TV, you can see Mid-Guardian Mail to try to slow down Mark. Considering Mark hasn't built too much attack speed, that shouldn't hurt him too much. It actually is a better item against Xing. But we'll find out here. Shadow Q moving forward, trying to spot out Kabam here. The next fight at the Fire Giant is going to happen as the Fire Giant respawns. We do have a 5v5 grouping. My eyes really here are on Xing, who he's going to use his ultimate on, who they're going to try to burn, and what Shadow Q can do early. TV going way too deep here. Sentinel going to be used. It looks like Mace is out of the fight. Power play here for the boys in blue. I don't know if they're going to want to go for this one. Shadow Q's Magi is going to be able to absorb the tether. TV's Magi is going to absorb much else, as off the team, guaranteed to go down there. No way he's getting out of this one. Over to the right side, no kills here. The team is clearly too tanky. Cabrakan trying to find something, doesn't really get much. And again, a perfect use of Fields of Love will separate the team, picking off Potter, which was basically the last line of defense. Kabam doesn't have his ultimate. Friendly Lad doesn't have his ultimate. TV looks like he's going down here, and that should be the ball game, kids. 5 Angry Men in a 2-0 victory quite cleanly will shut down PolyJuice and win, to my knowledge, the first tournament on the new Conquest map, so congratulations.
Alright, Dust, you can keep your allowance. We went 1-1.
GG, my bro.
All right, going to damage done here. We'll start with Jaco Potter, 20k on top again, clearly showing that he is one of the best Agni players world. Off the team, putting up 15k, but Mark made his way back into 14. She put up more damage, but was 4 levels behind in the end. Kabam, 15k. Best also putting up 15, but Best had way more control. The stuns were far more useful. Friendly Lad, 8,000 compared to Shing's 17.5. Mace putting up 19k himself on that amazing Scylla play. And then finally, I think what it comes down to is that Shadow Q's boulders were just a little bit stronger than the defenders of Olympus. Now, defenders got them into the game. In fact, it even put them ahead once Moji was able to steal the Gold Fury. But late game, the boulder did too much damage. That also set up completely by the Best. The wall was unbelievable. I think his wall ratio in this set was better than anything I've ever seen. So, good stuff to them. I need their in-game names for live because I know that some of them are stupid here, and I don't know what they are.
For who? 5 a.m. or?
What's up? Pretty much everybody.